Hey, Scott, who is usually here with me on Thursdays, is not here today. I'm in Photoshop sharing my screen to share a little what I use as my little trick on drawing hats that people might appreciate. Hats, if they have a if they're wonky, kind of take you out of it. Oh boy, my little cheap pen needs to be recharged. This is just perfect. Just right when I was all ready to do something, I discover I have technical difficulties. Isn't that the way? I think I can plug the recharge into it and find an instantly workable pen, but I've got the trailing end of it leading to a USB port, making my already awkward drawing to be that much more challenging. Let's see if that juiced it up. Oh, yeah, right away. Right away it works. Okay. Okay, so the only thing I'm going to lay on you, this will only be about a 6-7 minute stream, is that if you want to draw a hat, let's draw a head of any sort. And the key to drawing a hat for me that I always dig a hat. I like to stick it on one of my dumb characters to add a little shading moment or whatever. So you got this much of a head to it's going to hit and cover up about half of your brain there. And so what all can we do? Let me go up a layer so I can just do this over and over again. Let's make his head a little bigger even, and get lazy about it and not worry about it. And we'll even change his very nature to be less Max von Sydow, the way I had him. There we go. Okay, let's draw some hats. So this is the big trick. If you're going to draw a hat, don't forget it's going to join itself. So draw through, like you always use to really do a drawing that says, okay, I've thought about all the volumes of this and that, and I can, if I needed to, figure out where the light source is on all of it. Well, figuring out where the hats volumes go, the most important part is the lower part of the hat, because the upper part of the hat's just a cylinder. So you got this wacky part. So I'll fade him out here. Oh, I forgot I was drawing on that layer. Okay, so here we go. A figure eight, basically. Let's just cut right to it. Come on, don't be one of these guys that. So if this starts here as a brim, say, well, where's the rest of that hat? How low do you want to go back here? Okay, can I complete that as a hat? Of course you can. Now it's off. I can tell it's wonky, but it's I might want more of this, so I won't be, and we'll do this better here. We'll get a decent hat. I'm thinking I want to challenge myself and draw Mike's floppy hat and Better Call Saul. Yeah, this one's off for a couple of reasons. But this sort of volume is what you're going for of getting your that figure eight lets you think. I think someone else I used to work with called it a saddle shape. Let's do a better one. I'm warming up. What can I say? There we go. There's a hat. Let's do another one on another layer. Now I got a fan going out. Let's go ahead and see if I can pull off Mike's floppy hat. And it's not just a figure eight, but yeah, it's a lot. But if you're, oops, better make it a little smaller. So we know that Mike's floppy hat describes like a little circuit like that, and then all the hat that's above here goes like that, but it does several different things. So if you just keep in mind that it's eventually going to have to join, you've created your likely looking bucket hat. And see here, we have to account for the fact we don't want this showing here. Hey, Fly Fox, I see your stuff. It's a little harder for me to interact with stuff while I'm drawing. So yeah, we finish off that Better Call Saul with a lot of flashbacks. Oh, Mike got used a lot for Better Call Saul. It wrapped up really well. It wrapped up beautifully. It was a masterpiece of I think the fans probably thinking they were going to outsmart just how they might wrap it up, and no, they wrapped it up intelligently. It was a great little show. So anyway, there's a bucket hat. Let's try another hat. Of course, the classic. Well, the classic ball cap. Well, the classic ball cap has got its own figure eight to it. Just right away on the bill, you want to consider the this is actually kind of a so anyway, you see what I'm saying, and it's just the only drawing lesson I'm really trying to convey here is there is an easy way to draw through for hats that will make them a little less wonky for you. Very simple way to begin, especially on cowboy hats. It's fun to play with a lot of little figure eights going on with a cowboy hat. I'll do one more cowboy hat and then probably sign off. See, this kind of stuff gets a lot better if you go to the trouble of editing it and then presenting the nice finished version. Okay, I'm just drawing now, which is what I usually do. Is that the new Halo 2 game? No. Hey, some big jerk has said howdy too. Hey, guys. Let's draw one more big cowboy hat on this guy. After I add a layer. See if I can do a little, redeem myself a little bit. I'm making marks for some reason. There we go. Yeah, I don't like that one too much. Here we go. Yeah, I want to get it. Yeah, here we go. That's what I need to do. That's more like it. And you can see how completing that solved it for me. Put a Buster Scruggs hat on him. I was rewatching some of that anthology of that Buster Scruggs. Some of them are so damn dark. I love it. I got to rewatch the whole thing. I just watched the Buster Scruggs. That's very helpful. Thank you. You bet, Fly Hawks. And I know I'm talking probably a lot of people that come to listen to me and Scott talk are probably already pretty good artists. But, you know, if a light hadn't gone on in your head before about how to draw a hat, this might be the light. I always like those little trips as journeys as an artist where I remember, oh yeah, that's who I was copying when I finally figured this or that out. Wrightson had a way that he would draw people behind from 3/4, where he always got behind the ear to show you how the ear stands out on that its own little column of flesh that I always thought was really cool. You know, he'd draw the whole column of the flesh, and then he'd draw the ear as a separate part. It really added a kind of fun depth to everything from behind on a character. And of course, the other big thing I get a lot out of anymore is, now that I'm on Instagram more often, I see Frazetta girls every day. It's like, that's the guy it all starts and ends with for me. It's like Frazetta is the guy that it's the reason I'm an artist. And if you ever crack the code on what made a Frazetta, you're ahead. Let's see what Fly Fox Froze. He's started his own threads. That one with the wagon train. Oh yeah, the wagon train is so sad. Oh yeah, the one with the girl didn't have to die and took her own life. Yeah, and Liam Neeson one is pretty dark. Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, the gold miner. Yeah, showing off that what's that singer's name? He's great in it. I don't know. See, the gold miner, after all, he ate those owl eggs. That's kind of sad for the owl. I'm a big Al Williamson fan. I'll never draw like him, but I like looking at it. Yeah, you're right. No, and this is the... I'm a dead ender on thinking that Frazetta will ever actually be something I can channel, because of the reason the Frazetta paints the way he paints is because he draws like nobody else draws. If you can't draw like Frazetta, you can't paint like Frazetta. His preliminary watercolors, where he has drawn everything, thought it through, shows everything he did for EC Comics. Everybody to that point is expressed in those fantastic drawings he would do as for Al Cap or whoever. And I was remarking on one of those where it shows a mammoth being attacked by saber-tooths. He does this draftsmanship thing where okay, here, I'll just, since I'm after all working on something. So he's got a tusk like this. Now, ordinarily, you're an ordinary artist. To show volume on this tusk of this mastodon, here is how you solve the volume issues on the tusk of the mastodon. You do this cross contour, and that tells you that there's space on that tusk. No. If you're Frazetta, this is your cross contour. It goes with the thrust of the tusk. and it gets thicker and thinner, and it shows this delightful, almost woodcut thinness to it. And it's just like nobody can ink like that. And I'm talking about that Scott guy that was the workhorse for Image Comics, all that. Nobody's ever done any inking as fine as that inking there. And all those covers he did for famous funnies and stuff like that, he just can't be touched. When you follow what he is doing as far as shading and all that, his the energy and all that is never misplaced with a random bit of draftsmanship. He flows with it. It all adds to the appeal. It's all just a great little mark. Yeah, all the EC guys, I used to think of like, these guys, but they were like anybody. They were at the top of the heap, just like Mad Magazine. But Gaines, I guess, has got a lot of loyalty. Once he's got you in the fold, I used to go to this place called CAPS, Cartoonist Society. That's in L.A. Steven Silver was there, and he showed a home movie. Or wait, no, it was Sergio Aragonis that showed the home movie. Steven Silver showed his documentary about Mort Drucker, and Aragonis showed a documentary, and the deal was, William Gaines may have not paid him just a ton of money, but what he did do was every year he took those guys, or he didn't necessarily go. He said, "Here you go, boys. Here's your tickets," and they got to go anywhere in the world they wanted to for some massive vacation. So you got all those guys. You got Jack Davis and Aragonis and Dave Berg. They all just pack up and go to Africa and wherever they feel like where they want to do some exotic living. And by golly, it looked like it was a nice Christmas bonus. And I don't know if Wally Wood made the trip too many times, but and Don Martin would go. They had a good time at the old Mad offices. I think most of those guys are still alive, aren't they? Aragonis. No, I don't think, the crazy one is still alive. I don't think Jack Davis is still alive, come think of it. Oh, never mind. I'll revise that. Everybody's dead. That's true more and more as I get older. Everybody's dead. Alex Toth and Williamson are probably my favorite comic book artists. Yeah. Toth and Williamson. Yeah. And they are, Toth is so designed. That's the deal with guys like Toth, Mignola, and less to an extent on Williamson. Williamson did not go to the nutty extremes of everything on the page must be designed. Well, he did. He does. I mean, obviously he does. He's so, so good that you can't say he didn't design everything on the page. Now, what's funny, if I was to move that head or change it dramatically, none of these hats would then make sense. So that's that. I may publish all those on my Tumblr. Hey guys, thanks for checking in with me. It was fun. I just wanted to, instead of having a blank spot here, try something a little different. I may do it again with a little more forethought. I was Scott's in New Orleans, like I say. So why does your hat model look like you? Well, yeah, a little square-headed. Well, I mean, there's only so many geometries you can come up with. That's sometimes you can start by self-limiting. I was talking about Steven Silver, and another way you could think of this is the peanut shape or the figure eight. He talks about the figure eight all the time as a way to do caricature. Like if you start like that and then you start filling in, you've obviously you've got your shapes, kind of like you've given yourself a little head start on getting something a little different if you'll play with that figure eight. The figure eight is good because it speaks to what you would call rhythm and gesture. Because if you've completed your form, obviously the draw through, you're thinking about an energy you've created for this one thing you're drawing. And your draftsmanship automatically might get just a little touch better with maybe some draw through you wouldn't have done if you hadn't started with something that is basically, he also calls it the peanut. I wouldn't be happy drawing the standard. Come to your booth and draw a caricature of somebody real quick. If I couldn't take it to the links of like getting something really fun and grotesque, and of course that wouldn't make my audiences happy. It's like, Roscoe hit him. That'd be my. There we go. I don't know why I picked Roscoe for a name, but sounds like somebody that would hit you. Anyway, well, let's see what everybody was saying when I was doing some drawing. Neat tip. I'll be using this stuff. Thanks, Fly Frogs. I will talk to you guys next week when Scott gets back, and we'll talk, no doubt, about some more about Better Call Saul ending and stuff like that. I was looking at your Instagram the other day, and I was fairly impressed. Yeah, my Instagram, it's like everybody's. It's a little bit of a trash heap here and there, but every now and then I'll throw what I'm working on, and some of it's a little more accomplished than my average doodles. Hey, Flatbox, thanks for sticking with me. It was good to talk old EC Comics with you. Take it easy.